and this will be my audience for today. Violence has been increasing over the decades in America, and many of these situations involve teens. According to CBSNews.com, the link between violence in video games and increased aggression in players is one of the most studied and best established in the field. In the US, video games are the most popular and most teens are playing them. Teens don't realize that these games are for mature, and parents are buying their children these type of games just because it's their birthday or Christmas present or any other occasion. Many of us have heard of horrible shootings that take place in school or at home. Many of these situations involve young teenagers. I will persuade why video games are the cause of increasing aggression or violence and how it affects the life of young adolescents. First of all, I know that everyone at some point has played a game that uses violence. Just because playing a game doesn't mean that you're violent, but over time, as you play for hours each day, you tend to become more aggressive. Over the past years, violence has increased significantly as well as games that involve killing. From the facts of HarvardHealthPublications.com, it shows that 97% of teens play games that contain violence. Many people don't realize that by having teens playing these type of games, it makes a child to be more aggressive and tend to copy what the game is showing them. By having teens playing video games, it creates a sense to them that life itself is like a game. But however, life is reality, and we should live it each day as it's our last. Now that the involvement of video games towards teens are increasing, what are some risks towards their life? It surely increases the way of teens to see that the world is like a game, since the graphics from today's games are realistic, but there are other risks that contribute to the effect of life of an adult teen. According to PsychologyToday.com, there is a lack of real agreement over whether a consistent relationship between video game violence and real life violence. Teens gain stimulus from these games that make them think that it's alright to kill people just for fun. This increases aggression of teens and makes them realize that life is just simply a game, but truly it's not. Bullying is also another problem that comes from these type of games, and they can control teens' minds into thinking more about violence. Young adult social mind can be different from these type of games, which involve to negative thoughts. After knowing the effects of these type of games, it could lead to more violence in America. The companies that form these games are highly aware of these problems, but their excuse is that they rate the game before they publish it. The only purpose of one of the famous games that is around today, which is Call of Duty, is to kill as much people as possible and to be the best killer. What is the lesson of that? To become the greatest killer and increase the violence of a teen? Teens should be more concentrated in schoolwork instead of being in all day in the room playing these type of games and just killing people online. Even though this might be a game, you should think that as time progresses, it truly tends to mess with your mind and to become more violent. These games are having a huge impact to teens, and murders in America will continue to grow. All because of violence that is being seen for hours. We need to start thinking about the future of this country. Violence now seen or heard of in our everyday life, in most cases, it involves teens. For example, from CBS News reported on February 18, 2013 that the shooter at the December 14, 2012 Sandy Hook Elementary School massacre was involved by violent video games and a strong desire to kill more people than any other infamous massive murder. It resulted in the deaths of 20 first graders and 6 teachers, and all because the shooter was motivated from a violent video game. Parents need to take control of what their children are playing and minimizing them to play games that contain violence. Parents are also a key factor in this type of topic because they are the ones who should take the time and realizing what type of game they're playing. Their children are playing, what type it's rated, and how it affects them truly in their mind. And if we don't take care of teens and don't manage it to help them, then the world will continue to have more violence, and as time progresses, it truly is changing our world as time progresses. Finally, if you care for your teens, then you better have complete understanding of what they're playing and how they're managing their time. Thank you, and this will be my audience.